That's definitely not enough eggs. That is 14.62 kilograms of eggs. So many eggs. I cannot imagine what this house smells like now. How do you get the first level of welding? Uh-oh, battery's dead. Alright, welcome back to Echo Creek, wherein we have returned from Ekron Community College due to running out of weapons and also losing too much weight to be an effective combatant. Alright, our main goal is to gain weight. At least 6 kilograms to get back up to 80, but it'd be nice to be all the way up at 85. I need to check on the animals in the farm. Need to collect the electronics in the trailer so that if we do find that book we're looking for, we can make the most of them without having to come all the way back here to do it. Especially if we need to install a generator in the gas station at Ekron. And since we're going to have some time to pass while trying to gain weight, might as well build out some farm and home stuff. I was thinking a water collector would make life easier, and maybe even a chicken coop closer to the house, since eggs are going to be one of the easiest sources of food. Not going to be a lot of live commentary on this one, because it's really just regaining weight as fast as possible. It turns out one of the best ways to do that is to simply cook up a whole bunch of eggs. I assume this means hard boiling. But the time to prep a omelet is significantly longer than the time to cook almost an infinite number of eggs, however many you can actually fit in here. As you can see, these are going to cook extremely fast. And also, in order to gain weight, we need to supplement that with some carbs. And so I'm going to eat small amounts of cereal. Other than that, we're waiting for time to pass to digest, and might as well spend that time moving stuff around. At this rate, I'm going to have to go get some more eggs. Let's see about mixing some more fat into this diet. It does involve consuming non-perishables, which is not ideal, but I need to gain weight as fast as possible. Why can't I give you water? Yeah, I agree. there's a saw here because I left the one in my Alice pack back home to save some weight. That hutch should make it a lot easier to collect eggs in the future, since they don't have anywhere special to lay them right now. They could be anywhere in here. They don't seem to go too far, and I guess the ones I don't find could turn into chicks, potentially. Although probably not, because they probably need to be incubated. I don't know if chickens will do that in the field. In real life they do. Chickens are originally a wild species of jungle fowl. Well, that's only 9 eggs. I think we need to move a great deal more chickens into our field. I think that is still by far going to be the easiest source of food right now, the least amount of effort. I do wish I knew how to feed that ram some water. Maybe it'll rain soon though. I grabbed this poop because I think it will work in a composter. Not positive. But speaking of which, let's build that composter. I should have just left this thing on. I was trying to save some weight, but it's where I put everything important. It's definitely not enough eggs, so I think it's time to go obtain more chickens. That's going to involve using a trailer, but there are trailers up there. I already have a rooster, so we don't really want more. Although maybe I should leave a male and a female in each of these pens, just so that they might reproduce. I don't see a rooster in here, but that chick over there is a male. I think that might be enough for now. Why are you stuck in here? How are you stuck in here? Why is everyone coming in here? So many rabbits. Oh, I never gave them access. So it looks like 20 chickens can fit. How many do we have? This isn't the best way, but at least they're all right here. Alright, we have 17 chickens. So we can get 3 more in here, at which point we need to build another hutch. Alright, now I need all of you to get away from the vehicle. I don't have a rope. This is going to be a bit of a pain. I probably should have driven further in before dropping them all off. Now they're all right here. No, why are you... No, don't do that. I think I'm just going to leave the trailer here. I can't see what's going on behind it. Alright, let's make the largest stack of hard-boiled eggs ever seen. That is 14.62 kilograms of eggs, assuming, of course, that an inventory unit is a kilogram, which is not really the case. Got quite the collection of guns. If I could find aiming 1, I would actually take one of these shotguns and use up the shells trying to get to aiming 3. I know I have aiming book 2. Well, 4 pounds in 2 days. That's not too bad. I need to get through these eggs before they go bad. In reality, composting this much meat would be a terrible idea. All my roadkill has gone bad. Somehow this ice cream hasn't rotted. Let's hope it stays that way for just a little while. There's no way to open containers of stuff once they're rotted, except for eggs for some reason. I don't know if they will successfully rot or not. Oh, and our composter is full. I don't know if that means I need a second one. I don't think I'm going to have so much rotted food in the future. Wow, an entire pint of melted ice cream didn't fill me up. Oh, does it count as a drink? Ah, good rain. I won't have to lug it from the river. That's probably enough physical labor for one day. Cleaned up the farm a little. We don't need to water it. We've got food. Not wearing our poncho. And we just exercised a great deal in all of that work. So I think let's sit down and read for the rest of the day. It's enough weather, it's hard to read indoors. Oh, these are duplicates. Should probably burn them to reduce confusion. Well, 3 days of recuperation. We've gained 6 pounds already. For some luck, we might just need a couple more days here. Perhaps just as long as the weather is bad, and we can head back out with our giant stack of hard-boiled eggs. The weather is still miserable, and I don't really need Bill to catch a cold. He is getting a little bored. Well, if we're going to be in all day, we might as well do even more exercise. I bet that looks hilarious sped up. It is a strange item to relieve boredom, but I guess reading about what's at the Grand Ohio Mall, which we could go to, is a bit relaxing and reminiscing. Sure enough, it solved our boredom. Ah, the good old days with malls and capitalism. Well, the weather's broken. Huh, what did you die of? Most of these were alive when I got back. It might be because it was pre-patch that I planted them, and so they were cursed. Before the patch, the months were off by 1, so the bad month that you should never plant anything in was off by 1. Well, let's clean up the farm. We can replant some things. One's a dead turnip and the other one's destroyed. Destroyed by what? That's not terrible, I guess. Guess that's all the reprieve we're getting from the rain. Go back to a cycle of huffing eggs and reading books. I think it might be worth getting foraging done sooner. Although I'm pretty close to the next level. I'll just read until I've got some multiplier to make it go faster. That'll do. It should be faster to get that little last bit of XP just by doing it rather than reading about it. I don't need to read about agriculture until just before we harvest. I don't know how useful masonry is, but get started on it. I could continue reading by flashlight, but there's not really a sense in wasting the batteries. Lost our 2 chevron weight gain, but we've gained 7 pounds in 4 days. Be nice to get to like 86, be just overweight just before going into combat. Combat burns a significant amount of calories. It's pretty easy to get into a deficit very early. I think I'll build a second composter. Forgot all about the correction fluid. We could be sniffing that to resolve our unhappiness, I guess. We'll call that medical. Not sure there's a lot of new items to build. I'm gonna have to add some additional fats to get 2 chevrons again. Let's see what we have. I think we still have some chocolate left. Should probably cook these jars, let them last longer. I don't know if these will compost, but I'm gonna find out in 3 weeks or so. Same with chicken feathers. They should. I'm a little surprised they didn't give me a second chevron. Guess I need some carbs then, not fats. I guess without lacking something better to do, might as well go fishing. I don't know if these are poisonous or not, so until I can figure that out. I think I need a magazine about herbalism. I'm not sure if that's an item in the base game or in a mod. I remember there being a zombie down here, but I don't remember wearing a hat, so maybe there's more than one. Oh yeah. Yeah, same with these mushrooms. I have no way to know if they're gonna kill me, so... Oh, a third. Where did you come from? There can be some in-world events that would drive them northwest, and then they would run into a barrier and just stay there. So any long barriers are likely to have zombies on one side of it or the other, depending on what the most recent world events were. I'm going to attach this to webbing. Can I turn it on while it's... Oh, that changes everything. That flashlight is really good. I didn't know it'd be in a fishing tackle box. Am I even baiting this? I think I might not be. I should have brought a knife to make fillets. That was the point of foraging we just read books for. So I'm going to read foraging 2 now. I think I will go back to Ekron as soon as I finish the eggs and fish that I have in my collection. I'll go get another batch and cook them in the grill and then go back to Ekron at that point. Oh, I never cooked that fish. I see. Can't make a fillet out of it. Just have to cook it and eat it. Is it possible to wash clothes in the rain-catching barrel? No, you can't wash yourself in that. We need to work on carpentry then, to get to the point where we can make stairs. Might be able to just do planks out the window. There's even a roof over that section of the house. We could put a rain barrel above. I think we can do this already. We might need to find a pipe. But I think we might be able to plumb in. Let's get some planks. Oh, let's wear a poncho so don't catch a cold. Don't get too far. Do we have 4 garbage bags left in this little box? Alright, we do. Do we have 8? We do. Alright. We can build one over the washer-dryer unit. Can we stand on a place we need to get out the window? Yeah, this could potentially work. Just need to find some trees. That is a long way to go for lumber. This might be a log stack situation. Let's see if we can find some rags in here. Oh, you need actual rope now. Let's go get some more curtains then. 3 logs should be enough to do both water collectors and have nails. Next trick is figuring out which tile to put it on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need to put one on the end for it to reach this washer. I can always swap the washer over if it doesn't reach. So 4 over is where the one for the sink goes. What are you talking about? I have 6. They're right there. Huh. Okay. It's gonna be a while before there's even water in them. And in that time, I'll need to track down pipe. I have a pipe wrench already. That means doing some metalworking. Not great odds. I don't think there's much we can do about that. We're just going to have to... Well, we got one. Wow, that was lucky. I know the welding mask adds defense, but it really just doesn't feel appropriate to be walking around in it. Is that actually all we need? Maybe these cannot be in a bag. Perhaps it doesn't work if there's no water in the reservoir. That seems unlikely, but it's worth a shot. I recall another bug in Build 41 where you couldn't plumb it in until you logged out and back in, so I guess I'll give that a shot. Alright, well that was a waste of some time. I have some more rain collectors, but they're not in a particularly good location now. It turns out in Build 42 plumbing just doesn't work yet. Perhaps an update will happen soon. In the meantime, I'll just leave the materials to do it here. Maybe if I go down by the river, I can wash my gear there. Because I'm a little tired of looking at all the bloodstains. I'm sure Bill is too. These are not actually foraged items. They're actual items on the ground. Because I can't just destroy them. Which means there's a chicken on the loose somewhere out here. You can wash yourself. I didn't bring soap. I don't care. Well, that's 9 pounds in 5 days. Not quite out of eggs. We might be out of things to do. And that's about 3 days worth of eggs right there. That still might not be enough. Especially because they're probably about to go bad soon. I'll speed through another day of reading and eating. Be worth working on mechanics just to be able to repair a truck. This is a new car. So I should stick to things with greater than 50%. Why did these go so well? Just sheer luck? There's gas in this tank. I only need one more point of mechanics and I'll be able to repair the truck. That is definitely a worthwhile goal. I'm going to need a second vehicle to do that with. There's one up here. Another day of that should get me to mechanics level 2. Probably finish up the eggs and should get me overweight finally. see what eggs have been laid for us in a couple days. Well, not as many as I'd hoped. I need to move the rest of the chickens down here. It is a very large farm, and they should stay on it. Should be plenty of food and water for them. That's going to mean building another hutch. I believe I'm carrying all the stuff to do that, so might as well while I'm here. I think that might count as a long blunt weapon. Yeah, there's definitely a wandering chicken around here somewhere. If that large branch does count as a long blunt, that means I can renew weaponry in the field, at least a little bit. Quite literally in the field. Yeah. Fireplaces now have a limit of 8 hours worth of fuel. It's a little frustrating that light fire doesn't look in surrounding containers anymore. Well, that makes it possible to repair the truck once we can get the hood and the trunk back up into working order. We just need metal sheets for that. There's two ways to repair the hood, either with screws and a sheet or with welding skill. That's interesting. That applies here too. So going to need screws or to get better at welding. What can we craft in the welding category? Oh, raining again. Perhaps it's time to read mechanics too. So many eggs. I cannot imagine what this house smells like now. Diet of nothing but eggs for the better part of a week. Alright, let's see if we can find some screws, and I think I need more than that. And I have a box of them somewhere. Perhaps I passed them up. Well, let's have a quick browse of the things we can craft and see what welding can be learned. That's a pretty good way to find out. Know that any welding is going to need a welding torch. What can be done with no levels of welding? Yeah, that's a bit curious. How do you get the first level of welding if you need level 1 to do anything? You can make a bludgeon at level 1. You can cut some blocks into chunks. Maybe there's some welding that can be done around that. Well, some research later, and apparently the only way to start getting welding XP is to barricade with metal. Possibly dismantling derelict vehicles, maybe even other vehicles. So I think I'll go see if I can actually dismantle one of the cars here in town. I know I've seen propane tanks. Maybe I should take that car, drive it into town, and see if I can find any propane. So we have an option to dismantle it. Alright, I took out that seat. Well, I can substitute one of the others. I didn't mark where propane was, so this is going to be a bit of a search. There might have been some in this place, even though it's an auto body joint. I don't know why that happened. Lockers might produce sheets too. Not with very good odds. Maybe I should stick to filing cabinets. I feel like just doing that should be giving me welding XP. Need large sheets to barricade though, so this isn't getting us very far. What would produce large sheets? We just assemble this. Yay, sure enough, dumpsters give steel sheets, which presumably can then be used to barricade windows. Don't really feel a need to barricade anything, but let's just do it for the XP. That doesn't seem to be working. I'm out of fuel, that's why. Can't barricade without fuel. Alright, well let's go looking for fuel. One place in mind, but I can't remember if I actually saw fuel in it. Box of screws. That solves the problem. We can now do repairs. I don't know what an oxygen tank is for. I guess that's one way to not get corpse sickness. That seems to be the only use for oxygen. Another set of bolt cutters. That's a very important find. They're heavier than a crowbar, but they are in every other way equivalent. Did I not go into this place? Why is everybody in here? There's a wreck there. Let's mark wrecks because they might be our best source of welding XP. Don't really have a great symbol for this. I think some of them are getting back up, because I'm pretty sure I cleared all of this out. Oh, hello. It's not in great shape, but it definitely is my favorite weapon thus far. Yeah, if there's scrap electronics in the freezer, it's because I put them there. Guess I never came up here. Gaming basement. I played D&D down here. Uh-oh. Battery's dead. This is slightly inconvenient. I'll mark where it is and head home, and if I see a car with a replacement battery on the way, I'll see if I can grab it. Looks like there's a functional vehicle down this way. Perhaps a shed I missed back there. Yep, you have a working battery. That's a relief, and it's getting late. And I'm at my target weight. Just about out of eggs. Have some steel sheets, screws. I believe that is everything that we need to head back to Ekron. So this will be the end of the episode here. Not the most exciting of episodes, I know. A lot of training, a lot of eating just so many eggs. I think in 5 days we ate something like 150 eggs. And we're going to bring another 60 or so with us. That'll be next episode. But yeah, looks like we'll end it here.